All right, now we're live. Welcome everybody to another Social Web Cafe TV interview. And today we have one of our favorite, I'm just going to say repeating guests, sorry, returning guests, Gerald Weber.
I can be a favorite.
Oh, you're definitely a favorite. I'm like, are you returning or repeat? See, this is what I get when I try to go to a concert the night before and I can't talk the next day. We were just talking about Kiss and Def Leppard, so now we're switching gears. We're going to talk about viral content buzz. Welcome, Gerald.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. And looks like Anne may have been unable to join us, but that's okay because Gerald knows what's going on with viral content buzz, and Gerald is a whole person in of himself and does not require Anne to be there to represent himself and his brand and, of course, the brand of viral content buzz. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Gerald, and go ahead and introduce yourself for anyone watching that has not had the pleasure of meeting you, and tell us what viral content buzz.
Okay, yeah, my name's Gerald Weber, and I'm founder of Search Engine Marketing Group in Houston, Texas, and co-founder of Viral Content Buzz. And basically, Viral Content Buzz is a web-based platform that helps bloggers and internet marketers, or really anyone looking to get more eyeballs to their content, helps those individuals generate real social buzz on quality content. And by real social buzz, you know, that means people that are actually interested in, or at least at the moment, they are showing an interest in the content that you have by sharing it on their social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, StumbleUpon, Pinterest, that sort of thing, sometimes Google+.
Now, you said a couple of things that got me thinking. You said real people versus some of these, there's services out there, I think, where you can like pay for kind of artificial or program clicks or things like that. And another thing you said was quality. And I know why you say it's quality, but I'm going to let you explain why it's quality and the real people versus fake people.
Yeah, sure. Well, both of those points, the real and the quality, are by design. We've discussed before that I've spent a lot of time playing around in other platforms, like you said. Some of them are there to get like artificial tweets or social media shares from like puppet accounts and things like
Cats.
that.
No.
Yeah. Twitter, you get 100 retweets from Twitter accounts that have no avatar or whatever, that sort of thing. Doesn't do anyone any good. And yeah, I'm not going to mention any names, but yeah, there are services out there that that's basically what it is. Social media shares from puppet accounts. So the real social buzz basically means that the people that are using our platform are real people, bloggers, internet marketers, or just people that want to participate that have real account. It's their real accounts, their real Twitter, their real Facebook, StumbleUpon, that sort of thing. So when you get social media shares, people that are sharing to their actual real Facebook, Twitter, that sort of thing. So that's the real and the real social buzz, and then the other aspect of it, what was the second
Oh, that's good. I almost forgot too. I was getting so enamored. The quality part of it.
Oh yeah, the quality. Well, that's the other thing is it seems basic and self-explanatory to some people that people they're only going to want to share your content if it's good. Like if a post is just kind of ho-hum, or if it's just made a little bit of text to get a quick link, or it's not that good, people typically they don't want to share it. People aren't going to share. They're going to share stuff that's funny, interesting, entertaining, or solves a problem. People are going to share and engage or reshare that type of content. So in order to make our platform useful, we have a moderation system in place. So it's kind of it's almost a Darwinism of content marketing type effect or scenario. So the moderators moderate for quality, so that when people are sharing from the dashboard, they can find quality content. And let me back up just a second for those who may not understand how the platform works. Basically, you earn credits for sharing other people's content, and that's why we want to have content available that people want to share.
Helps.
Right. You don't want to go spam your social media accounts with a bunch of crap just to earn some credits. So that's why we want to have quality content available for sharing, is so people can share stuff that they actually like. They can earn credits by sharing that, and then they can use those credits to have their own content shared. And that's why the quality is so important, because if there's only a bunch of ho-hum, middle of the road, or spammy content, then you're not going to get real people to share that. So that's step number one. And step number two is or that's point number one. Point number two is if you actually are producing content because you actually want people to see it, you actually want to produce something that makes people go, wow, hey, let me share that on my Facebook, and that's what you should be doing if you're trying to promote your content via social media. So if you're creating that type of content because people want to earn credits, they're going to be naturally attracted to that type of content. So you're going to get better, more effective results if you have content that is really spectacular, or has viral appeal, or, like I said, either solves a problem, makes people laugh, or it has one of those viral type qualities that makes people want to share something.
As you were describing that, I was thinking about something with Viral Content Buzz that is different from some of the platforms I used prior to Viral Content Buzz existence, and that is that it was the same thing as you were describing, where it was like, okay, I need to go find something that is like palatable or tolerable to share, so that I can get credit, so that I can put my content out there to be shared, and that's really not the most fulfilling approach. However, I visit Viral Content Buzz not just to gain credits or anything, but actually visit them to find good content to put on my Facebook page, where it's like, hey, I want to be sharing something with my audience, and I want to share quality, and I'll go there, and now it has built up a community, so it's like I know some of these people, I know that they have vetted the content, even if it's a guest author, before they put it on Viral Content Buzz, and I trust the content.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. I was basically talking about the fundamentals of how the platform works, but yeah, it's a really good point. I actually do use Viral Content Buzz because I have, in a similar manner you're talking about, I have several different like Twitters and Facebooks that I manage that are in different niches. And you can go in and you can add multiple Twitters and multiple Facebook accounts, and you can share content to the most relevant account. So, for example, if you have a Twitter or a Facebook that is tech-oriented, you could go and share, find tech-related content articles to share. So you can. In that sense, you can keep the shares relevant, but you can also keep, if you're managing multiple social media accounts, Twitters or Facebooks, you can in a sense keep those accounts active, and of course the side benefit of earning credits. And when you are really busy and you're managing a bunch of pages, social media accounts, sometimes that can be a challenge, to find content to continually update that tech Facebook page or that SEO Facebook page or whatever the case may be.
Definitely, and that's where that comes in handy. Now you're like one of the leaders of, you hear you're kind of out in the community and you hear, people talk about Social Buzz Club, Viral Content Buzz. It's like there's no more than five that people mention, and Viral Content Buzz is always in that group, if not the top. That is quite a testament.
That is quite a testament, actually. Yeah, yeah, and you're right about that. There's a handful,
Hmm.
right? What is it, like maybe just retweets, Triber and Social Buzz Club, 4 or 5 total.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
And yeah. See, I'm listening. I hear these things.
yeah.
That's
And
exactly.
the other interesting aspect of that is, I mean, we've maybe we maybe do a few promotional things here or there, but most of the actual marketing of Viral Content Buzz has been done by the users. Users really like the platform. They write a review. They tell a few friends, and that's really been the foundation of our marketing. So that's a
That's
good thing.
wonderful.
I guess it means people like what they're getting from the platform.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, I keep saying that Viral Content Buzz is content marketing. Is that the general, if you had to pick like a category?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess content marketing is a pretty broad term, but I guess that probably is the best general term because it's the purpose of Viral Content Buzz is to help people get more shares on social media sites, and that can be a blog post, it can be a video, it could be. Usually it's one of the two, but it could essentially be, it could be an infographic, it could be any type of web content that has, that appeal that people want to share it. And so, yeah, content marketing probably is the best general phrase if you wanted to use like one word or one phrase.
Now, you mentioned YouTube, so it doesn't have to be just for Viral Content Buzz. It doesn't have to be just a blog article. You could actually say, hey, please share this YouTube video straight off of YouTube.
That's right. It could be, technically, it could be any, it doesn't have to be just a blog. It could be, we actually get quite a few video submissions. It could be a video, blog post. Technically, it could be an image or any piece of web content, provided that it has that appeal. I guess let's see, the things that you wouldn't want to submit. I mean, you wouldn't want to submit anything that's like, an affiliate landing page or something like that. But as long as it has the viral appeal, or it's useful, interesting, entertaining, funny, or the type of thing someone wants to share. No contests like blogging contests, but yeah, there's not really any rules that say you can't submit this type of content, except, like I said, like something maybe like affiliate landing page. So any type of content that has viral appeal, that would be the best way to put it.
That's a wonderful way to put it, especially Viral Content Buzz. So
Mm-hmm.
someone could be paid to write an article, maybe even a sponsored post, and as long as it has a viral appeal to it and there's some new take on it or news article, that would still apply.
Yes, it wouldn't really make a difference if the post was sponsored in the sense someone paid the blogger to publish it on their post, or paid someone else to write an article. But you said the word news. News items that actually have viral appeal are okay. Press releases are an example of something that wouldn't be allowed if it reads like a promotional press release.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, as far as the sponsored posting goes, that sort of thing is allowed. There's not a rule like, oh, you can't pay someone to write an article. But if it was overly promotional, like promoting a product or service, that would be a little bit different. Because and here's the reason for that. People generally don't like to share promotional stuff on their social media accounts unless it's like, maybe someone that's like their favorite restaurant or something. I mean, there could be exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, people do not like to share like sales pitches on their
Right.
on their social media accounts. So you would just want to avoid something that reads like a press release or a sales pitch, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. I've had some of the oh, I can't remember offhand, but sometimes when I've been on the same hangout as Anne and I've gotten all excited about my blog guest or now my blog you or viral content buzz, it's like, look, I'm not paid to say this. I'm just really that excited. So I'm picturing that as you're describing this, like if somebody's writing something, they really are just that excited, but it comes out as excitement about the product. That's
Right.
different from coming off as a sales gimmick.
Yeah, right, absolutely. So on the same note, like if let's say you were writing a review on the next kick-ass smartphone that's coming to the market, people like that. Let's say it's informational, the information's good, talks about all the specs, it has some videos, and that probably is the type of thing that a lot of people want to see. But if you put a big, buy now for X dollars, right there in the middle of the article, then it becomes promotional. If the overall intent is to sell a product, that's different. But back to the example of the cell phone review, the newest smartphone, the iPhone 6, everyone's waiting for it, and you have an article with like specs and information and maybe some leaked screenshots or something. That sort of thing would be cool as long as you're not trying to sell the product. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. And if anyone ever were watching this, yes, I can talk, and they're like, what? I don't get it. I'm sure that they can go to viralcontentbuzz.com and ask questions or look up a frequently asked questions.
That's right. And actually, on the guidelines, we do have a checklist, that basically says, hey, before you submit your content, here's a checklist. And I'll tell you the main thing, a litmus test, if you will, on the list is, all right, before you hit the submit button and submit your content, ask yourself a question and be honest with yourself. Don't just be like, oh yeah, is this something you would share if it was someone else's article? Is it something you would share on your Facebook, your Twitter, Pinterest, or your StumbleUpon? And usually if it's something that's like pitching a product, the answer is going to be no. You're not going to share someone else's sales pitch on your Facebook. So if you ask yourself that question, would I share this on my social media accounts? Would I be willing to, or would I be excited to? Give yourself an honest answer to that question. And if you would, then it's probably a good submission. And if the honest answer is no, you wouldn't share it, then why would you ask other people to?
Exactly. That's brilliant to have that as a part of the checklist. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
It kind of switches and puts you in that place.
Well, it kind of summarizes it without having to go through a list of rules. Like, hey, would you? If you wouldn't do it, why would you ask other people to?
You want to say, okay, aren't people thinking that before they're filling it out? But possibly not. They're going this direction. They're only going that direction. So you kind of put a mirror and put it back and say, yeah, would you do this? That's excellent.
Exactly. Thank you.
So now, I think Anne was telling me that Viral Content Buzz is 2 years old. Is that correct?
It's right at about 2 years. That's right.
So I'm curious, what have you learned? Obviously, there's a lot of things you've done right. I could ask you that, what have you done right? And I'm not going to ask you, what have you done wrong? Because I know there's nothing that Viral Content Buzz or you or Anne have done wrong. But what have you learned, or like what do you think you'd apply towards the future of Viral Content Buzz?
Well, as far as the future, um, well, you know,
You're in a good group. Where is your?
one of the things that you learn is no matter how hard you try, there are some people that just aren't gonna get it. As far as what we're talking about, the viral content, there's some people that just aren't gonna get it, and those are people that are, they're just it's not gonna. If we explain it to them and explain it to them and explain it to them and they just don't get it, they're just not going to get it. But the people that do get it, it's there's definitely a lot of opportunity here.
So what do you do with the people that don't get it? I'm dying to know. I mean, you don't like.
Yeah, we have a I think we've talked about this briefly in the past. We have a karma system in place, and it's not a visible karma system. It's only moderators see it, and basically the way it works is every time someone gets a project approved, they get a little bit of positive karma, and every time they get a project rejected, they get a little bit of negative karma. So if someone keeps getting projects rejected over and over, then we say, well, that's probably a signal that they don't really get it, and that'll actually put a temporary hold on their account where they cannot submit anymore. And then we the main reason for that, other than just that creates more work for the moderators, if those type of submissions do slip through here and there, they're not generally creating a good experience if you have lower quality content in the dashboard. So when that happens, basically that's kind of like puts a hold on their account, and it's time to have a come to Jesus talk. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So at that point, if they want to, if they if they're really want to continue, they'll usually email, and then we'll open a little dialogue, and if they're open to input and that sort of thing, then sometimes we'll reactivate them and that sort of thing, kind of like a second chance. And we're pretty nice about that. We don't just kick people right off the platform, but that's in place mainly to keep people from just spamming us until they get through. You know what I mean?
That makes sense, though, because otherwise, for example, for those of us that like to pay for credits because there's more maybe money than time, I don't want to think that staff is spending, a gajillion hours going through the same type of rejection over and over. So this kind of puts the impetus back on the person who maybe needs a little bit of extra hand-holding to say, okay, now I've been rejected 50 times and I'm interested in learning what it is that's stopping my projects from going through.
Right. And then there's some people that just don't want to hear it. And then there's some people that do outright try to spam the platform, and those people we do ban those people. I still
don't understand spammers, but anyway, I'm glad you banned them.
Yeah, I mean, there are some, you'd be surprised. There's some people that you're like, hey man, your Viagra post was really kind of spammy, and and they just keep on with it, like they don't. And I'm serious. There are people that will, other similar stuff, and just like, that was really a spammy Viagra post, and they just want to keep doing it at all costs, and I guess that's why they are spammers.
That makes sense to me. What is that, like an entitled? Like, not only am I spamming, but I am entitled to spam you.
Right. Back to what we were talking about before, it's like, even if we were to let it through, the only thing it would do is degrade our platform, because no one is going to share Viagra on their Facebook. They're just not.
No,
They're just
no.
not going to do it. So, I mean, they would be spinning their wheels anyways, even if we let that sort of thing through.
Now, maybe an article on, I had one that I got through my blog, I guess it was like 4 funny uses for cameras. Maybe 4 funny uses for Viagra? That one might know. That one I
Or maybe 4 of the funniest hard-headed spammers we've ever had,
Oh, there we go.
Maybe some of the funniest spam, that could be
I think
good.
I remember an article like that a few years ago or something about, oh, you know what? I'm not going to waste your time trying to remember. But yes, that would be good if somebody wanted to write that.
Yeah, like something like, I remember one actually, like 5, I can't remember if it was SEO spammers or 5 Twitter spammers or something like that. Yeah.
Kind of like the 5 funniest, or like the funniest criminals and some of the things, and look at the spammers and.
Yeah, world's dumbest criminals, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
World's dumbest spammers.
There we go. That's good. I told you I didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm like.
That could be funny actually.
Yes. There you go, spammers. Keep doing what you're doing, and pretty soon you will end up on a video or a show or an infographic somewhere. And then share it on Viral Content Buzz, so you won't want to go back there again. But well, thank you so much, Gerald, for sharing all these tips. And for those of you that are new, be sure to visit viralcontentbuzz.com. And for those of you who are not new, be sure to visit viralcontentbuzz.com.
Oh, hey, one last thing I wanted to, before we close. You were asking about the future, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And
yes.
And I'll be quick with this, but anyone that's watching this video, it's something that they really should know about. We've talked about it previously, but the new RSS feature
of
Viral Content Buzz. Now that is available to right now. It's available to Busy Bee content marketers, which is a paid plan. Right now, what that does, it allows you to auto-submit your content via RSS from a single blog. And those are still moderated, but basically that allows you to promote your content on autopilot. So anytime you have a new post, automatically goes into the moderation queue, and then once it's approved from the moderation queue, goes in the dashboard, the public dashboard for sharing. So basically, you probably would still want to log on every once in a while and share some content, but you would not have to lift a finger to submit your posts. And that right now is available for on the Busy Bee plan for 1 RSS feed. But what we plan to do in the future, once we have most of the bugs out of this feature, and I think we actually have gotten most of the bugs, but we want to make sure that we have that very solid and debugged. And then we plan to extend that to where you can add multiple RSS feeds. So if you are, say, managing multiple blogs, you could, at that point, submit multiple RSS feeds on autopilot. So that's basically it. Just wanted to let everyone know about that. That's one of the latest, most awesome things that we are going to be making even awesomer in the future by allowing you to add multiple RSS feeds.
I like that, awesomer. And I always get this, okay, Busy Bee is the really, really busy one, and Honey Bee is the next one. The $19 one is Honey Bee, is that correct?
Yeah, Honey Bee is kind of like, I'm having a good time, I'm a bee, I'm making some honey, things are happening, but Busy Bee is like, oh, I'm really busy.
Okay, all right, I think I can keep that straight.
I'm really...
Look at that. That's excellent. So you want to go sign up for Busy Bee so you get the RSS feed, and then you get even more awesome opportunities for RSS feeds in the future.
Yeah, just to be clear, the Honey Bee is the first paid plan, and the Busy Bee is the basically the upper level that gives you even more benefits.
The real Well, the real busy
The
pros that
real,
are.
yeah,
Yeah, there we go. The real meat and potatoes of content marketing at Viral Content Buzz. There we go.
right.
Well, thank you again, Gerald. And how can people find you, or should they come looking for you at viralcontentbuzz.com?
Well, you can find me by Twitter. I'm at the underscore G-man. On Skype, I'm search engine guy, and those are
Cool.
probably the two best ways to find me. And
Very cool.
you could send an email through Viral Content Buzz. That works. The contact form.
There you go. Excellent. Well, then we will see all of you watching. We'll see you at viralcontentbuzz.com. And thank you so much, Gerald, for coming and talking to us.
Thanks for having me, Deb.
All right. Bye-bye, all.